What up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a super fun video, and I know I've said that in the past and I'll say it again. I have a birthday coming up. I was born in the great year of 1986. That's right, I hail from the 1900s. I've just had this nostalgia running through me, and it inspired me to look up like the top recipes from the year I was born. You know how you can look up like the top songs and all of that stuff? So I was curious to see what the top recipes were from the year of 1986. Now, before I reveal to you the ones that we are going to make, I wanted to share with you some of the ones that we are not going to make, and you let me know if you grew up around the same time as me, or maybe you were a mom back in the 80s. Are these ones that were regularly in your rotation? Because I would love to know. A few of them I had never even heard of. The first one is Quiche Lorraine, which I have heard of and I'm definitely interested in making, but I have never made it. The next one was a 7-layer bean dip. John really wanted me to make that one, but I'm not the biggest bean fan, and I said, yo, this is about me right now. And then taco salad was another one, but I recently made a jarred taco salad, so I just felt like that one wasn't as fun and creative as I would like in this video. Some other favorites from the late 80s, Cobb salad, stuffed bell peppers, beef stroganoff, and chicken a la king, which that one really intrigued me, but it has mushrooms in it and John's not the hugest mushroom fan, and that's kind of a main ingredient in that. So I may save that one for like a lunch recipe for myself sometime in the future. But in today's video, the top 3 recipes from the year of 1986 that we are cooking together today is chicken Divan, which I have now looked up how to say it, but throughout the entire video, I say it incorrectly. I say chicken Devon, but I know you guys will forgive me. That one is a Crockpot recipe, dump and go. You guys know that is my personal favorite. I actually had to look up whether or not that could be made in the Crockpot because I didn't even know if Crockpots were around in the 80s, and I found out that apparently Crockpots were introduced in the 70s as a way to make beans. So, little fact that you might not have known. We're also gonna be making Pasta Primavera with shrimp, and then last but not least, one of my personal most iconic dishes that I make, and I've somehow never made it on this channel. It's spinach and artichoke dip. Apparently that was introduced in the late 80s and then took off in the 1990s. So those are the 3 recipes we're gonna be making together today. They're all super easy to make. I am not kidding. Prep time on every single one of them was probably less than 15 minutes. One of them gets made on the stove, one of them gets made in the oven, and the other gets made in the crock pot. So perfect blend of different recipes for you guys to try out. I would love to know if you have a nostalgic recipe that always brings you back to whatever your favorite time in history was. For me personally, I just remember my mom always making scalloped potatoes. She made them for every single holiday, and then sometimes she would make them for a random Tuesday night, and we were all always so pumped about it. I have her recipe, so at some point I will have to grace you guys with that. But let me know if there's like a recipe that is it just holds a special place in your heart, because as you guys know, I love to mix up my meal planning and have different types of recipes. And in case you were wondering, no, I did not get a perm just for an 80s video. This is actually my natural state of hair. I will say it's a lot wilder than it looks right now. 1, I was too lazy to blow dry it the whole way. And 2, after having children, my hair has thinned out quite a bit. It really used to puff up circa 1986. I did not get a perm just for the purpose of a video. That would be crazy, and I am crazy, but not even that level crazy. I did, however, wear a very bright leopard print number because that reminds me of growing up. I was obsessed with leopard print. I actually still am, not even gonna lie about it. And then also I did a crazy eye look. Like normally I'm like Miss Neutral Girl, but I pulled out an eye palette that I haven't touched in quite some time, and I went a little nuts today because it's an 80s theme, baby. You know what I mean? You gotta go crazy. If you're new here, hi, welcome to the chaos. How are you? How is the family? I am so grateful you clicked on that thumbnail and gave me a chance. On this channel, I share a lot of dinner inspiration, whether it be through grocery hauls, Costco hauls, Sam's Club hauls, Trader Joe's hauls, or recipe videos just like this. If you end up enjoying the vibe while you're here, I would love it for you to subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump into the first recipe, which is the shrimp pasta primavera. All right, first up, we're making a quick and delicious pasta dish with minimal effort. The full recipe for all 3 dishes featured will be included in the description box, but let's take a look at how easy this comes together. This can all be done in one pot, so start by getting a pot that accommodates the pasta. Cook it to al dente and be sure to save a 1/4 cup of that pasta water before you drain it. Set the pasta and the water to the side. In that same pot, you may need to rinse it out a little bit, I sure did. Heat up some avocado oil and butter. Add in the minced garlic and saute that for a couple minutes until your kitchen smells like heaven, aka garlic. Next up, grab your favorite frozen veggie blend. I was able to find a Primavera specific mix at Costco. Cook it for 5 to 7 minutes until they are tender. Now for my favorite part, we're gonna add in some shrimp, lemon zest, and lemon juice. Then add whatever seasonings you like to use. I personally went with a zesty Italian blend, and then add the reserved pasta water mixed with a soup base. So I used Better Than Bouillon soup base. I personally used the Italian herb blend, but you could use a vegetable, chicken, whatever you have on hand. And then use that to deglaze the pan a little bit, and it'll start making a sauce. Next, what you're gonna do is just toss in that cooked pasta you had on the side with those veggies, stir in the Parmesan cheese, give it a taste, and adjust your seasonings as you like it. And voila, it is a simple, tasty meal that's ready in no time. It took me 15 to 20 minutes tops. This would be the perfect meal to use up produce that's been staring at you for a long time from the fridge. Hello, friends. John is currently at work, so it's just me. This Pasta Primavera dish is completely up my alley. I knew John was gonna be at work, so I decided to add shrimp to this. You can obviously use whatever protein you want. John does not like shrimp. So that's why it's a solo taste test, because this is Kate's lunch today and Kate's lunch for probably the next couple days. I may actually have him try this because he just doesn't like to eat like the shrimp itself. It's not like he's allergic to it or anything, but it smelled so good. So anyways, I'm gonna dive in now, and I'm getting a little zucchini and some of the pasta. Okay. I have been seeing Pasta Primavera on restaurant menus for years, and for whatever reason, it has never hit my radar. Like, it has never been something that I was like, let me order that. It has never been something that I was like, let me cook that. This is now going to be one of my favorite recipes. Like, if I just need a quick lunch, it was so simple. It was literally just make the pasta, saute the veggies, toss it all together with the sauce. Like, it was that simple. The way that the butter garlic is there is phenomenal. My only critique on this is to use good Parmesan cheese, because I had got Parmesan cheese at Sam's Club and I will never ever do that again. The Costco Parmesan cheese that comes like pre-shredded is so much better. The Sam's Club one is like plastic. So either use like the Costco pre-shredded one, or even better, get like the wedge of Parmesan and like freshly shred it. That would take this over the top. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8. If I had to guess on what John would give, I'd say he'd give it a 6. Because he's not like, I love garlic flavor. And this is like, I wouldn't say heavy on garlic, but it's definitely there. He's not like the heaviest garlic type of guy. What I love about this dish is it is just so fresh. And I love fresh dishes. And you guys are probably sick of me using the word fresh when I describe a dish, but that's what calls out to me. This has like that lemon zest and that lemon in it. I'm telling you guys, that is packed full of flavor and it's packed full of nutrients. I made it with chickpea pasta. I can't even tell the difference. So this is a definite recommend from me, and it's something that's gonna end up in the menu rotation. So far, this experiment is going great. Now we are gonna move into the Crockpot chicken Divan. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. This is something else that I have seen it several times when I'm looking up recipes on Pinterest. I see it continually popping up, and I've never, ever attempted to make it. One of the reasons being is because I am not a cream of mushroom or cream of anything soup kind of girl, because they tend to give me a headache because they have MSG in them. But I think with this one, because it's spread out over so much chicken, I should be okay. And I always have it in my pantry because I know recipes like this generally call for it. I could have taken the time just to make my own cream of mushroom soup, but this I really wanted it to be like dump and go. So I ended up just going with the cream of mushroom soup, and we're gonna see how it works out. Next, we are channeling our inner 80s power boss. We don't have time, so we're gonna use the Crockpot to make a chicken and broccoli dinner. If you love dump and go style recipes, this one is for you. I have plenty more recipes like this on my channel, so my channel is also for you. So I will just take this time now to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already. First, you're gonna grab yourself a medium bowl or a mixing cup and combine mayonnaise, sour cream, cream of chicken soup, Dijon mustard, lemon zest, lemon juice, and some minced garlic. Stir it all up until you've got a creamy, dreamy sauce. Next, you're gonna grab the chicken breasts and lay them in the bottom of the hot tub. Season those up with your favorite seasoning blend. I personally use the Kinder's cowboy butter. It's got a little bit of ground mustard in there, so I think that worked out perfect with the type of sauce we were serving it with. Then I added a little salt and pepper. Then I piled the broccoli right on top of those. Next, you just take that creamy mixture and pour that right over the chicken and broccoli. I used a spatula just to make sure that it was evenly coating everything. Now you're just gonna cover your slow cooker, set it to low for 5 to 6 hours, or if you're in a rush, you could do 3 to 4 hours. About 15 minutes before you want to serve it, just sprinkle it with some shredded cheddar cheese on top. I personally use a Colby Jack, and let it melt until it's a gooey, delicious blanket. Once it's melted, shred up that chicken, stir everything together, and boom, you are done. You're gonna just serve this right over rice, pasta, and you've got yourself a comforting, delicious meal with minimal effort. We did a taste test on this one, so let's see how we rated it. My friend John here, he's also from the late 1900s. He is also from the great year of 1986. I am a cougar though. He was born a month and 11 days after me.
Did you just call yourself a cougar?
Mm-hmm. It's the truth. You know, I went for a younger man. What can I say? This is literally steaming. So this is chicken Devon. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I should have done my research and looked it up.
Devon.
It sounds right. D-I-V-A-N. That sounds like it would be Devon. We have never made this. I don't think my mom ever made it. I don't think my grandma ever made it.
Okay, I'm here for
This
it.
was one of the most popular recipes in 1986, the year that Kate the Great joined the world. So I'm gonna try and get a little bit of everything here. Because I cooked it like Crockpot style, the chicken is like shredded, which we prefer anyway.
I'm very curious.
You're curious about this?
Yeah.
You don't know if you're gonna like it or not?
Well, mainly because it has cream of mushroom, but...
Poker face.
That's a horrible poker face. You opened your eyes, you were like, oh, that's good.
I gave it away. Did you guys know? Or was it just John that knew because he knows me? Are you messing with me again?
I think the first bite I got like a big wad of salt. I think I like that.
Like how much like it? Like score like it?
Like I'll eat a huge bowl of that for lunch.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's like, so it's like an 8?
That's like...
Borderline 9?
8.5?
You know, you're not being very like emotional about this. Like
Well,
I get so emotional, baby. You know, like I need you to.
I'm sorry.
Need you to perk up, John.
You're the dramatic one. You suck all the drama.
John, have you guys met him? You know he's just as dramatic as I am.
The seasoning is ridiculous.
And it's not much. Like it was like, this was one of like the simplest recipes of all time. So both of the recipes that I just made,
yeah.
And even the last one is super easy. But we gotta heat up the pasta so you can try it too.
Oh, okay.
So both of these recipes, like you can tell that people were busy back in the 80s because these were like...
Simple?
Yeah.
I love the simplicity of that because what I really enjoy is this is how I enjoy broccoli.
Oh yeah, where it's like... So I'm the type when I steam broccoli, I still like it to be green. Like I like it to still have a little bit of a bite to it. John wants it to be like brown and like falling apart.
I don't want it to be brown.
That's how...
It's not brown.
Yeah, you know when it looks like every nutrient has been sucked out of the broccoli and it just turns into mush? That's how John prefers broccoli. Well, and that is, yeah, I agree. That is how, but it's weird because you know what this reminds me of? You just made me realize what it reminds me of. Because I was sitting there and I was like, this has a very specific flavor profile to me. It's basically like if you took Panera's broccoli and cheese soup and cooked chicken in that.
Ooh.
That's what this is like.
Wait. That's exactly what that is.
It's literally like Panera's broccoli and cheddar soup.
Yep.
Broccoli, what is that what it is? Broccoli and cheddar soup. That is why we like it so much, because we like that. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, you paused and I was like, excuse me, I thought you did. But that's literally what it's like. It's like we just cooked chicken and in broccoli and cheddar soup.
And over rice, I feel like...
The perfect way to do it. It would probably be good on pasta too, but it would be like, I bet like on like a rotini or something.
Okay. Fancy.
Pretty much rotini is always my go-to anyway.
That, you know what? That's a 9.
That's a 9? It's a 9 for me too.
That's a 9.
And I think I gave the earlier one a 9.
That's a nice.
But I can't remember.
I really, really enjoy that.
It's really good.
That's like a comfort meal.
Yeah, and like seriously, if you just need a fast weeknight meal, this would be perfect.
Like,
I'm glad I did the Crockpot version because I wasn't sure about Crockpots. I had to look it up. Like, were slow cookers a thing back in the 80s? And then sure enough, that's when apparently they boomed.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't
So
know
I'm
that.
guessing, like I said, that people started to get super busy in the 80s, and like that's when corporate stuff started coming in and craziness. So, and like Kate graced the world with her presence, so immediately the energy had to pick up. You know what I mean? So they were like, let's get a slow cooker so we have time to do other things.
That's one of those meals, the more you eat it, the more you want to eat more.
And I love how saucy it is because I'm like that type. Like, I want the
She's
rice.
saucy.
I'm saucy. I want the rice to like soak up that sauce. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I agree.
I don't play with that, you know?
She don't play.
Anyways, okay. Or it would be good on mashed potatoes.
Oh,
Yes.
shoot.
Or if you made a baked potato, split it in half and then just dumped it right on top. John, come on. You know I'm right. Okay, we'll be right back. We're gonna get the pasta primavera for this guy. So in the in-between time, while I was heating this up for John, the 90 seconds that transpired, he finished most of that plate. That's how much he likes this. And he kept going, Kate, you need to stop it. This is so good. He would not stop. So please be advised that, like, even off camera, we do not over dramatize here, except that we absolutely do, because that is our
dramatize on
that
camera
is our
and
natural
off
state.
camera, yeah.
That is our natural state at all times. But we don't over dramatize on here. We're just always at the level of over dramatized. Okay.
This is us.
But anyways, so I want to give a handicap to this pasta primavera because one, it's not fresh off the stove, so it's like it's already been nuked in the microwave, and B, John just like went crazy over this last dish, so I feel like it's almost like unfair, you know?
True.
He's gonna try it anyway because I am curious about your thoughts on this because it's more of a me meal than it is a you meal.
This looks like a pasta salad.
It does look like a pasta salad. You are correct. I want to try it like reheated because I had it fresh earlier. Maybe I take it back. It still is good reheated. Do you like it? No?
Not a fan.
What do you not like?
It's got like a, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a weird flavor or texture or something.
Well, the texture is that's chickpea pasta.
But I like chickpea pasta.
It's not your favorite.
True.
Maybe because you went into it thinking it was regular pasta.
There's some, I don't know what all the ingredients are in there. There's something in there that's
Well,
kicking me.
It's heavy on garlic. And you're like,
Not really a huge garlic fan.
yeah, you're like borderline on garlic. So earlier I was like, I don't think John's gonna like this for two reasons. One, you don't like shrimp.
Oh, that's what I taste.
You taste the shrimp?
Yeah, it's like maybe because it's been sitting.
Oh, maybe.
I forgot there was shrimp in that.
Yeah.
It's like a yes.
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 It's like fish paste got added or something.
Yes.
Like that's what it tastes like.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's shrimp. So do you think that if that was made with like chicken or steak,
It's hard to say because all I could taste
is that shrimp flavor?
well, like the chickpea and the it's like it has like a back flavor of shrimp. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like the bones are okay, yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking myself into it.
Well, it's good because I bought an entire Costco size of the Primavera vegetable mix,
Oh, okay.
which I'm like amazed that they had that. That was like, it was seriously meant to be. I had Pasta Primavera for this video already on the books.
What is Primavera?
It's like a specific vegetable medley. So it's like asparagus, I think bell pepper, red onion, and other stuff. At the grocery store, I was gonna have to get every single one of those items.
Oh.
And then I was gonna have to dice every single one of those items. You know
so
what I'm
it's
saying?
already diced?
It's already diced. It's like one of those vegetable, like stir fry mix type thing. But it was literally Primavera. So now, this specific recipe, honestly, I could make it exactly like that, but I'm thinking steak next time. Like get some like thin sliced steak or something. I think this would be bomb.
Sign me up. You know, that's one thing I was saying to Caitlin off camera. We, because of this channel, and because of the dedication to you, and the feedback we get, makes us want to keep going.
Yeah.
But this is like taking, especially my flavor palette, and just going, boom, out the
Yes,
door.
yeah.
And it's like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so amazing. how many different things we've made, especially recently.
Yeah, recently I feel like we've been making a lot of recipes. I think the biggest thing is because I have struggled for years on meal planning. Like, it's when you go on Pinterest and you look up weeknight dinner recipes, you are either thoroughly overwhelmed by too many options, or it's the same option 15 times in a row. Like, you see the same like cracked chicken recipe over and over and over and over again. And so, like, one of my missions on this channel is to try and really like go out and find recipes that you don't hear about a lot, and then figure out if they're worth your time. John and I feel like at this point we've eaten good. You know what I mean? So if we think something is worth it, it probably means it is, you know? So, and I'd invite everybody because honestly, John comes from a place where he thought he didn't like a lot of things, and lately, you know, he's been realizing that's not the case. You've been liking a lot of things. So if you're like, you know, you come from John's neck of the woods where you thought that you didn't like things, maybe explore. Even me, I've never really been a picky eater. I've always been the type that I will try new things, and I've always been the type that if someone gives me food, I eat it. I don't say a word about it. But I've always had my preferences. But even for me, it's been changing lately. So if you've been, you know, don't go crazy or anything, but just maybe try a couple new things, maybe a couple new ingredients you didn't think of before or something. That wraps up that taste test. The next one is going to be one that I'll have John try it. But this one I'm confident it's not going to, you're not even going to want to take his score into account. Actually, did you score this? Take my score from earlier. What do you think about this shrimp one for now?
4.5.
I think that was pretty good for somebody who doesn't like shrimp.
Yeah,
you know,
4.5. Like
I don't blame you. I see what you mean now because it is a strong shrimp flavor. Which if you love shrimp, that's great. You know,
I was like,
I was literally like, what could he be? Because he likes garlic. It's just I thought that you were immediately going to be like, whoa, that's a lot of garlic. The next recipe this is a great one. This is a great one because even before I could really cook well, one of my things that I was known for was spinach and artichoke dip.
Oh, we're doing that.
We're doing that. I haven't made spinach and artichoke dip in probably a decade. I used to make it for seriously every social event we had. People would request it. Yeah. I was like known for my spinach. It was one of the only things I could do well.
That's true.
So when I saw that this was one of the top recipes in the year I was born, I was like, I must have been destined for that recipe.
Hey.
So I said, there's no way I'm not sharing that with my friends. It is one of my favorite things in the entire world. So I am happy that John really doesn't like it because that means more for me.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Because I think before his whole thing was he didn't like the look of like artichokes, you know? And like spinach, he used to pretend he didn't like, but now he's discovered he likes spinach.
Oh, okay.
The only thing is he does not like the tail of the spinach. I'll have to cut that off. You don't like that part. He was basically a toddler. Like, have you ever tried to serve a toddler things? I've never seen that before. I'm not interested. I'm not signing up for that.
I was really bad.
Yeah.
And like, even if I tried it with that at that time,
it was already predetermined in your head.
Bingo.
That's the thing. Now he has that, I'm willing to try it. And we were just talking about this earlier where he now knows it's safe to not like things. Nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to be mad. I never get mad. Like, if you don't like something, I'm just appreciative that you tried. That's it. If you don't like something, you have every right to make that decision that you don't like something, and it's totally fine. We'll take it off the menu for the future. And most of the time, I like stuff, so I will finish it. Or worst case scenario, his coworkers benefit, or my neighbor down the street benefits. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally fine. All right, perfect. Well, we're gonna head into that next recipe, spinach and artichoke dip. Let's go. All right, last up in this 1980s themed party, we're diving into an all-time party favorite, spinach and artichoke dip. This is one of those dishes that people accidentally hover over at every get-together, but it's actually really easy to pull off. First, you're just going to start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees and then lightly grease a baking dish with some cooking spray. I used a pie dish, but you could also use an 8x8. In a bowl, throw in the softened cream cheese, mayonnaise, sour cream, minced garlic, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning. I used a zesty Italian blend and mix that all up until it's well combined. Then you're going to coarsely chop up about a cup of spinach. Next, you'll grab a jar of artichoke hearts that are drained, give those a little chop, add both of those to the mayo and sour cream mixture, and then add in the mozzarella and 5 cheese blend. Just stir everything up until it's well combined, and then you're going to pour that right in to that prepared dish. You'll spread it out nice and even, and then you're gonna top it with a little extra of the shredded cheeses. I also like to sprinkle some more of the zesty Italian seasoning over the top because it looks pretty if you ask me. You're gonna pop this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know when it's done because the cheese is gonna be all golden and brown and bubbling and sizzling. The recipe is included below with the others. We did a taste test on this and I'm excited to see what John had to say. You guys, we have a little plate here. Spinach and artichoke dip. I'm serving it with a couple options to give us the best chance because John doesn't like spinach and artichoke dip, but he does love tortilla chips.
Facts.
So we have tortilla chips as an option, but I also am serving up some Ritz crackers because these were apparently one of the best-selling crackers in the 1980s. So.
Well, what's the best-selling cracker now?
I have no idea.
Saltines?
I don't think so.
No? Ritz is probably still up there, I bet.
I'm gonna look it up because now I want to know. So it says that Cheez-Its and Ritz crackers are the top.
Cheez-Its? I didn't even think that was...
I didn't even think about that, but I love me a Cheez-It. My dad loves Cheez-Its. I'm personally going Ritz cracker because when in the 80s.
You just go all the way? I'm gonna start with a little bit.
Okay. Warm yourself up to it. Get all the cheese, you know? That's the important part, John. What do you think? The face is saying you like it. That's what your face is saying.
My face is a tell-all. I like it. It's not as good as the other dip that we had the other day.
The Costco dip.
But
you'll see that on Sunday. What would you rate it?
Maybe like a 6.
A 6? That's pretty good. Because I'm telling you guys that 10 years ago, this man wouldn't even sniff it. If he sniffed it, he would have gagged. So I'm just like blown away right now.
Really?
For me, it's a 9.5. I spent years perfecting that dip.
Yeah.
So I don't like to toot my own horn, but that's one of the ones that I am confident to give a 9.5 because every single time I've served that anywhere, people go bananas for it. I'm happy for you guys to have it in your arsenal. I don't know what I could do to make it a 10. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. A lot of people use frozen spinach in this, so I personally don't, though. I tried it one time like that and I didn't like it because I feel like you can never get the moisture out of the frozen spinach and then it makes it really runny. So I just go with baby spinach. Anyways, all right, well, I think that was a success.
Yeah.
We're gonna send that feedback to corporate.
And all the others.
And all the others. So how would you rank these recipes? I already know. By the way, I found out it's chicken Divan.
Divan.
Yep.
Chicken Divan.
Yep.
So
that was number one.
Sorry, it's been a couple of days. Chicken Divan.
Pasta Primavera.
Pasta Primavera. Which one was that?
The one with the shrimp. And then the spinach and artichoke dip.
Okay. I'm going to go chicken.
Good.
Artichoke.
Oh. Pasta.
Pasta.
And then we're going to have to try and make that Pasta Primavera again for this man. Because I really have
figure it out.
I really have a feeling that like once it's not got shrimp in it, that's going to be a jam. For me personally, actually, it's Pasta Primavera first, which is shocking.
Wow.
Yeah, then I would say spinach and artichoke, then chicken. Chicken Divan, but they're all right there for me. I think these are all must-make recipes. Like, I think they're ones that should be in the rotation. We're gonna send this feedback to corporate. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Taking it old school, feeling that nostalgia, jumping back in time a little bit to the time capsule that is 1986. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did putting it together, and I hope I delivered whatever you needed when you clicked on that thumbnail. If I did, don't forget to subscribe before you leave and give me a thumbs up. I hope you have a magical day. Bye.